How you doing today, folks? Now, today I have an unboxing for you of an absolutely amazing Tomahawk. What, in my humble opinion, is the best production anyways, and maybe even custom, to be completely honest with you guys. Tomahawk in the game. This thing is absolutely incredible. I have a really heavily used one that I got on secondary market for a pretty fair price. So I have an extensive knowledge of this actual piece. But this one in particular, which is brand new in box, I just cut my actual address off it right here and right here, but completely sealed up, just received today. This is the RMJ Shrike. And this is actually being gifted to a buddy of mine who just completed basic. He's currently at home with his wife and kids, relaxing before he actually gets deployed. And I wanted to surprise him with something that will not only help him get home safe, but that he's also been talking about since we were kids. Well, to be clear, he was a kid because I'm 7 years older than his ass. I feel old right now. But he loves Tomahawks in general. He always has. He loves this design. One of his friends who is also deployed right now has one, uses one, posts videos online with him like smashing shit and breaking into things and everything else. He loves it, but it's a pretty expensive piece. It's well out of his price point. That being said, he's a good dude. I've known him for a long time, and I really wanted to not only surprise him, but also I'm very big on supporting our troops, because I did not have the integrity and the courage to fight, because at the time I was a scared little bitch. We were in the process of a full-on war, and I didn't particularly want to die in another country, so I bitched out. I own that fully, but I try to support by proxy our troops because I was too scared to fight my damn self. Today's unboxing knife is the Medford Knives Praetorian H. Always surprised at how sharp this damn knife is. Like, I'm trying to cut evenly on the tape, and I just divvy out for a second, and then this whole thing just cuts into the box. I'm like, oh shit. So this is actually a piece that I have some pretty extensive experience with. I bought one of the RMJ Shrikes off of one of the groups about 4 or 5 months ago. I had to guess, maybe a little less than that. I'm pretty bad with time frames. And it was beat up. It had been through hell and back and everything else. And I saw it, I held it in the hand, and I was like, this feels fantastic. Most Tomahawks, camp axes in general, they don't feel great without gloves. And the Shrike without gloves feels incredible. So I'm really excited to kind of see how this is. Brand spanking new. We also have a shoulder harness, which I'm guessing will be the best way to carry this while being deployed. I'm not deployed. I don't know. It's a guess, but hopefully he carries that and it works well for him. So you have the actual RMJ box with this big badass logo on it. Other than that, it's all pretty plain. It says Shrike right there. Shrike. This is the Shrike 80 CRV2 Tungsten Black. So open that up and you got a booklet. In that booklet is some pretty cool stuff, actually. Like a trading card looking thing. A really cool sticker. I might ask to steal this. I kind of love that. A thing about Tomahawk safety, it encourages you to be aware that these are very, very sharp. The one that I got on secondary market was actually very, very dull because it's been through absolute fucking hell. So I'm going to take their word for it and be very, very careful, because it's kind of hard to put the actual Tomahawk in the sheath as well as taking it out. So if it's really, really sharp, I could imagine that's going to go very, very bad. You got a nice certificate of authenticity. Can't talk. Certificate of authenticity. And everything just immediately, even actually not even holding the Tomahawk yet, feels super, super quality. Under that, ooh, that's fucking nice. Under that, got the nice little foam cutout, the actual Shrike, as well as some additional clips, which is badass. I did not know it came with that. Mine came with jack and shit besides the Tomahawk and the sheath. So that's really, really cool. Means it did not have to buy in like the carry straps, I guess. But as far as the actual Tomahawk itself, you have this very, very nice Kydex that's, again, the one I have has been used heavily and beat the fuck up, and that Kydex still functions perfectly. So this really, really holds up to genuine hard use. You also have this rubber handle, which actually makes this electrically insulated. So you can go about cutting live wires and everything else with this and not worry about, you know, shocking yourself to death, which is definitely a plus. You also have an end cap right here that unscrews, and you can go ahead and put a sharpening stone inside of it, which I also bought for him, probably in the box somewhere. But it can be a nice sharpening stone for field sharpening. You can also stash any number of things in there. It's a pretty decent sized little hole. So very, very nice piece overall. There's a lanyard on there, which I don't fully understand the appeal of being so low because, you know, if you're using it and you want it to actually sustain, it'll probably be a little higher up. As it is, if you use it and you let go, then you have a very, very sketchy pendulum effect that would terrify me personally. So I would probably take this off. But you have a really subtle, but also very, very effective skull crushing pommel. Now, as far as the actual sheath, okay. Wow, that's really stiff. Holy crap. There we go. Straight from the factory, very, very stiff. So you have these really, and I mean really freaking beautiful grind lines. Like, that is gorgeous. I love how this has a little piece right here, which both lessens the actual weight. Because an axe, for example, is meant to have all the weight on the actual head itself to be able to really like facilitate a strong, you know, going down or whatever, strong amount of force. A tomahawk is designed to be fast. So you want a lighter head because you want to really be able to move. Not going to do anything crazy because it's very, very sharp and I'm kind of scared of it. But like, you get the idea. You also have the beard right here that is sharpened. So that's very, very interesting. And yeah, this is a very, very acute edge. I'm a little scared of this. It's not as acute as I would like, honestly. Okay, the head is really, really sharp. So I take that back. I'm not going to cut with this. This is not my piece. I definitely want to give this to him, you know, as pristine as possible. But right here, bites to the nail just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. That will definitely still very much hurt. But right here is a freaking razor. So the edge also stops right here. So if you want to actually go really up close, like find task and everything else, you definitely can. You have this very nice contoured spike right here, which is also sharpened. Let's see how sharp that is. Not super sharp, but it's also a pretty acute point, so you don't really need to be super sharp. This is designed this way to be able to go in effortlessly, but also to go out effortlessly. Now, to be clear, I'm not running around killing people, stabbing people with tomahawks. Cannot talk. I'm not running around stabbing people with tomahawks. However, I do throw tomahawks quite a lot, and the ones that don't have grinds like this on top, if you happen to throw it in and it sticks in with the actual spike, kind of a pain in the ass to get out. It's not a huge issue, to be clear, but in a combat scenario where, you know, precious seconds really matter, I can imagine it's very, very needed. Also, it just looks badass. Kind of like a Tonto. Like, look at it like that. It looks kind of like a Tonto. That's amazing. As far as the actual billboarding, you have the very cool skull and crossbone with the Tomahawks logo. A nice bold RMJ USA right there, because it's a USA made product 100%, which I love. Support the home team. You have Shrike with a patent number and 80CR V2 steel. The 80CR V2 steel is very impact resistant. Also, because of this overmolding handle, you can really, and I mean really, just hard use this thing, and it doesn't really transition very much vibration, which is amazing, right? Because actually, really using an axe or a tomahawk or anything like that, it starts to hurt your hand pretty quickly. And that one I have in the other room is again been used for years by at least 3 other people, and it came to me and I've used it somewhat, not a lot to be fair, but I definitely have used it. And as soon as I was actually using it, I was like, wow, I really cannot feel the force of this actual impact. It's going through wood and everything else, so you definitely know that it works. But a lot of that vibration does not transfer into your actual hand. Like this handle does amazing. Now, as far as chopping through live wires, I've not done that because I'm frankly terrified of that. Electricity scares me, y'all. Like most things don't really freak me out anymore. I've kind of become numb to a lot of different dangers in the world. Like if I was as I am now, I would totally fight for my country. But as an 18-year-old kid, I was like, fuck that. That's scary. No. But even as I am now, right, the idea of cutting through a live wire, even though I'm sure it's very safe with this whole product thing and everything else, I'm scared. Just gonna be honest, like that terrifies the fuck out of me. But I have seen it done on video before, been very thoroughly tested. RMJ has some very informational videos on their actual channel, which I really, really appreciate. So I have complete confidence in this product. If you want to go about using it for that, personally, I won't because I'm a scared little bitch. But you definitely can. That's an amazing thing. What is also amazing is just how good this feels in hand. Like, my God, this, I don't feel anything. This is a bigger piece, right? But one, it doesn't weigh really anything. Or if it does, it just feels so good in hand that it's just like a natural extension of your actual arm because it just feels amazing. Ergonomically wise, it is also in freaking incredible. Like I know he's gonna love this piece, man. And I'm just holding it and I'm thinking about it and I'm happy. I'm really, really glad I did this. So I reached out to RMJ and I had asked when the next Shrike drop is at. And they were like, oh, it'll be next week on Friday. And I was like, hell yeah. They gave me a time frame and I sat there and I refreshed the page probably 300 times. I was so focused on getting this for him. Now that it's actually here and I see it brand new, because even beat the fuck up like it's an amazing looking piece, but brand new, this just reads quality. He's gonna bust this thing out and be like, God damn. And I'm just happy. So RMJ, you make an amazing product. Thank you so much. This will be used very heavily by someone who is fighting for our country, and you make products that are good enough to support our men and women in uniform. And that is amazing. And RMJ also offers a very heavy discount for men and women in uniform. So if you are a serviceman and this appeals to you, hit them up. You might get it free of charge. You might get it for a very low discount, very heavy discount. But either way, man, it's an amazing piece. And I know the price, this being $550, is a lot. $550 can buy a lot of food, can buy multiple other knives, you can buy many other tools. But if you're really going to depend upon something with your life, this is priceless. And I know this will protect my friend. I know it will be a stalwart companion for him for his entire tour and probably his entire life. And that is peace of mind and quality that for me is worth so much more than the actual price tag. I'm happy. I am over freaking joyed. Like, I'm just happy. I know he's going to love it. I secured it. And yeah, man. So without further ado, I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to hop in my truck. I'm going to drive across town, and I'm going to give my friend something that he's going to use for the rest of his life. Love, abuse, beat the shit out of, and just, again, it's an amazing product for an amazing man, and I'm just happy. So, as always, y'all, I appreciate you. I love you all. Have a great day, and bye-bye.